This trade war is a lot of fun, isn't it? I think it's awesome. It's making everybody think creatively. All entrepreneurs and all the business people in the world are really rethinking their business. And that's what they should do. We're talking about around the world because it's all about supply chain right now. It's not all about tariffs and so on. It's about who's going to thrive during this time. This is the best time to change your business. And that's the reason why I'm going to Vietnam. I've been there, I've seen it, and thank God I'm, independent enough of all my other hard assets over the years. I'm 71 years old, and in fact, I'm calling my project Legacy 71. Why? Because I'm 71 years old, and this legacy is going to go on and on and on. I'm going to focus on Vietnam. The growth of population, that's the growth of what my services and my products are going to demand over the next few years. And United States, it's going to be tougher and tougher. I just want to give you another example of what's going on. As you know, I got the pulse. I'm a person that's got boots on the ground. And that's the reason why I travel so much. I go to so many trade shows and so on. But now I'm at the point where I more or less know what I'm doing. So here's what I'm thinking. I talked to a recruiter that I work with, Tom, and I talked to him about, Tom, what's going on with these candidates and so on, the white-collar recession that's going on. He goes, Rock, you won't believe it. In less than 6 months, it went from 120 candidates, in other words, resumes and CVs, to about 250. Did you hear that? Almost double in only 4 months. That's pretty terrifying. But here's what Tom also said. Rock, but we're getting more and more contracts from the employer looking for people. Now, why is he having such a difficult time providing the candidates that are available? Think about yourself. I'm talking about if you were unemployed or laid off or severance pay or forced out like my brother and my brother-in-law, if you're not providing two services, number one, sales. If you can't generate growth versus in revenue and provide a solution, they don't need you. I don't care how many years you got. My brother-in-law had 42. My brother's got close to 40. And they're worried. The foundation is we were brought up that you save for a rainy day. Well, that rainy day is here. That rainy day is here. Now you got to start looking at your budget. Don't you think that's what business people do? Isn't that what Doge is doing? Isn't that what Trump is doing? We're changing everything, man. This is a disruptor, and it's for the right reasons. So I think this is a great time to really think through your business, your personal wealth, your goals, your strategies. And the first thing is, if you're a candidate and you have a resume and a CV out there, and if you don't know your value and what value you bring to a new customer, or a new client, or a new employer, shame on you. You didn't do your homework. Because believe me, you better know when you are forced out and you have a job, you got to start looking for gigs. I had one guy call me recently. He says, Rock, times have changed. Business brokers aren't the same. M&A advisors aren't the same. Well, no, it's changed. Private equity's going out doing their own deals. This is all private, behind the scenes. That's where I excelled in my last 10 years, is because I saw it coming. And it wasn't the seller, it was the buyer that was interested. Now, in mergers and acquisitions, in my segment, which is printing, labels, and packaging, you have maybe 4,000 companies that might be qualified to sell, but you got 20,000 buyers out there. Here's the problem. It's not difficult to buy a business if you're very structured and you get a deal. Let's say you get a deal. The hard part is growing the business, not buying the business. And it takes 6 months to 9 months to buy a business. A lot could happen. Buyers can walk away from these letter of intent very easily. And sellers, they underestimate the 2 years that it does take to prepare a business for sale. Because at the end of the day, buyers look at two things. What is the risk and what is the benefit? That's just like attorneys look at a contingency deal. And that's what I've learned over the years. Is it worth taking on this project or this engagement for 1x, 2x, 5x? No. You might not have the people, the capital to really invest in these people to close these deals and get to the end zone. And if you don't make 3 to 10 times more than you invested, why do it? So that's what I'm trying to say is Legacy 71, after 50 years of learning, I'm in a position to contact my friends in Vietnam, join the Chamber of Commerce, which is called AmCham, a relationship between Vietnam and America. And then we contact sourcing people and say, listen, this is what I want to make. This is my project. I call my attorneys. Here's the new business. Here's my pro formas. I'm willing to invest and grow this business. I figure it's going to take 5 years. And at that 5th year, I'm hoping I have a potential successor and let it go. I'll be 75 to 80. I don't need it. I don't need a hole in the head. But guess what? It's given me my legacy. It's given me fulfillment to be able to help other people. I've already done my job with parenting. I've already done my job in employees and so on. 50 years, now it's my turn to give back. People have given to me for 50 years. I'm talking about mentorship, coaches, teachers, Harvard Business School, friends, brothers and sisters. I've learned a lot. My parents, that was all part of the pillars that I talk about of success. But the Legacy 71, which is not the official name, that's just what I'm calling it internally, so we could go out and make things happen. So while I'm taking care of the legal side of getting the agreements put together, I have my contacts working with sourcing. And where do I start? Marketing. Online marketing, websites, positioning, what I'm going to sell, what the market size is. After 50 years, I better know what the hell I'm doing. I know what to look for. And I'm not giving any of my secrets. Okay? But I will need someone to help me run this business. And I might be the visionary and the founder, but I'm going to have somebody that's going to really know sourcing, Vietnam, and I know all the capabilities are there. They got the smarts, the technology, the capability, the modern technology, and the capacity during these tariff wars. Vietnam's going to be a real player, man. That's why I'm excited to get on the bottom floor and invest. Not only money, not only my time, my heart. Because these people work really hard. And yeah, you know, America has shifted. You know, you start asking yourself, you know, are we spoiled in America? Are we entitled? Are we talking about our children moving home at 40? I see it happen. I was raised where I'm one of 11, as many of you know. My parents were saying, hey, once you hit 18, start thinking about moving out. Oh, yeah. Married or single, start thinking about it. We started paying rent when we were very young. Once we started cashing a W-2 check, an employee check, it was 50-50. If we made $100 that week, we put $50 on Saturday morning on the table for room and board at our family, no matter how old you were, including paper routes. Why? That was a lesson learned. You work for merit. You work for yourself. You know your value. And how are you going to get ahead? How are you going to be able to buy a home? How are you going to be able to raise kids? People don't realize the cost. If you want to give everything to your kids, I got stories galore about that. You could look under my YouTube. Look under Pillars of Success, under Foundation, and then Mastery. And then we got Transformation. Then number 4 is Independence. And number 5 is where I'm at, Legacy and Wisdom. Thank God God's given me the mental ability and the physical ability and the intelligence to pass on what he's given to me. I'm trying to hit some big numbers on YouTube and TikTok because they monetize and I could start working towards my Legacy 71 charity that I'm working on. So I'm very excited about it because not only the independence and the capability of doing it again at my age, I feel fulfilled. Internally, I feel fulfilled. I feel like I've done all my achievements, that my dreams came true. Now it's my turn to pass it on to others. That really makes me feel good when I see success of others that I touch. Just like I used to thank my coaches for structuring me and teaching me about integrity and teaching me about being a competitor. I had to learn that though. I had to learn how to lose, with dignity. I'm still doing it with some people, With that, I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you, but I got some goals out there. We got to hit. We got to start watching this. Give me some likes. Ask me questions, a little Q&A, comments, and I'll answer them. So with that, we always talk about knowing your value, keep your promises, and last of all, like Uncle Frank reminded me day in and day out, always bring joy. I'll talk to you soon.